Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I'm a recruiter here at Google.
And I'm Kendall, and I'm a software engineer here at Google. We're here today to talk about resumes.
A cool thing about the Google application process is that our roles don't require cover letters, and that for the vast majority of our roles, we simply ask for a resume and a transcript. So while you can breathe a sigh of relief about not having to write a cover letter, it's all the more important that you put your best foot forward with that resume. And we're here to help.
To keep things simple, we're breaking this video into chapters with links below. First, we'll dive into general tips for all resumes, and then break off into tips specifically for business roles, and end with insights into engineering and tech resumes.
Before we get started, we want to make it clear that everything we cover today is just a guideline. There's no exact science when it comes down to what Google is looking for in a resume. However, we hope that these suggestions can help you in creating a stronger resume and help you on your path to a successful career.
All right, let's get started.
The person reviewing your resume should be able to find pertinent information easily and quickly. PDF formatting is always preferred. The format should be clean, simple, and consistent. Black text is always a safe bet. Keep consistent font and size, and always check for typos. Try to use bullet points whenever possible. Focus on results and impact. List metrics and examples concisely, rather than writing overly long descriptions.
Be sure to include your contact information and email address as well. Try to keep your resume to 1 to 2 pages, including relevant information only. If you're applying for something outside of engineering, it should be a priority to keep it on 1 page. You don't have to include references, but can add references upon request. Don't worry about objective statements either, and cover letters are not really reviewed unless the team needs more context.
Our team looks for this upcoming information, so please make sure that it's easily accessible and formatted neatly. Education should always be listed first under your contact information. Work experience includes internships or jobs and any other experience. You can list personal projects or class projects. This is more applicable to tech. Oh, you can list awards or leadership experience. And don't forget extracurriculars. We want to learn about you.
Your education should be front and center. Please include your degree and major, and definitely make sure you include your graduation date. Also, include your grade point average, and don't be scared by this. Although GPA is a factor, we look at the whole package and understand that every school and student is different.
Experience is next on the list. List your experiences in reverse chronological order, starting with your most recent experience. Always include the employer, position, and dates that you were employed. Keep descriptions concise and clear. You can use the format accomplished X as measured by Y by doing Z. Make sure you highlight your accomplishments versus a long description of what you did. Showcase results for internships, jobs, academic research, teaching, and tutoring experience. You can also include experience from student groups, selected personal and class projects. Just make sure they're relevant to the job you're applying for.
Also, we love hearing about extracurriculars and what makes you, you outside of the classroom. Be sure to include things like these: student groups, especially if you have a leadership position, university honors, awards, or scholarships, publications, papers, or patents you've worked on, conference presentations, and any impressive achievements or activities in other areas.
Now let's get into some specifics for business resumes. Be concise and don't be afraid to brag. Keep your resumes to 1 page and be aware of how you're using your space. If your description spills over by 1 to 2 words, you've wasted a whole line of space. Don't forget to edit, edit, edit. Use action-oriented language, verbs like negotiated, developed, managed. Here's a hint: read the job description and look at the language that it uses. Write the resume for the job description. Putting in that extra effort is what's going to put you over the edge. Use data and examples. We really value data here at Google, and we want to see that you know how to apply it when speaking to your accomplishments. Use comparisons and averages to provide context. Now, let's show you some quick examples of how to take your resume to the next level using these tips. Instead of saying member of Leadership for Tomorrow's Society,
add metrics by saying selected as one of 275 for this 12-month professional development program for high-achieving diverse talent.
and then take it a step further by adding more context. Selected as one of 275 participants nationwide for this 12-month professional development program for high-achieving, diverse talent based on leadership potential and academic success.
You can find more examples like this in Laszlo Bock's article, My Personal Formula for a Winning Resume, linked below. Now we are moving to the engineering side of things. To get started, I want to reiterate how important it is to list your GitHub profile at the top of your resume and to include your programming languages. GitHub or other prominent open source work shows us that you're contributing to the open source community and that you're passionate about the work that you're doing and looking to improve your skills. We also look at the languages you're using. We really want to see Java, Python, C, and C++. Also, make sure you're comfortable interviewing in the languages you listed, and include any language you use in any specific project descriptions on your resume.
Moving on to experience. Many students don't realize that they're actually getting experience from places other than a job or an internship. Make sure to showcase results for any of the following: internships relevant to computer science, academic research, teaching and tutoring experience, open source experience, mobile app and web development, student groups, hackathons or coding competitions, selected personal and class projects. It's good to see both independent projects and group projects, especially open source projects, to see that you can work well with others. Include the language used next to your projects.
Also, make sure to show your impact. Be concise and don't be afraid to brag. This is your time to show off. Use action-oriented language as well. Words like debugged, created, and designed are great. Here's a hint: read the job description and look at the language that it uses. Write the resume for the job description. Use data and examples as well. Things like adding new hardware, algorithmic improvements, caching answers, implementing machine learning. Use comparisons and averages to provide context as well.
Again, follow the formula accomplished X as measured by Y by doing Z for crafting bullets in your resume.
For example, I increased server query response time by 15% by restructuring our API.
Or won second place out of 50 teams at a hackathon clarifies just how impressive the win actually is, versus won second place in a hackathon, which could be out of 3 teams.
And if possible, always include a coding language to describe your impact.
All right, thanks for watching. Check out all of the helpful links below and make sure to follow our Google Students channels to keep up with us.
Thanks for visiting.